All right. Good morning. Good morning. Sorry, I am late. My children. Yeah. Anyways, hopefully happy Memorial Day. I hope everybody's been enjoying their weekend and you have some fun plans for today. So today we are going to discuss how to hit MVP each month. I'm going to say it right now. I'm not the expert. However, I did hit it this month. I hit it last month. I know Tamari has as well. So we're going to be bringing her on. I have some questions for her because I'd like to hear from her myself as well. But I wanted to start off with this. I was going through some papers this morning, actually cleaning up my desk. And I took a small little kind of like social media class, especially based around how to run businesses off social media. But there is some really cool little key things in here. So I want to start off with this and maybe even end with this and have you think about something. The time is now and the time is here. If you are waiting to make it perfect, you're actually procrastinating. If you're waiting until you're confident, you're actually afraid of being judged. If you're waiting until you're smart enough, you're actually afraid of being wrong. There is no perfect time to be doing what it is that we need to be doing. The more you get out there and do it, the better you get. And there is no right or wrong. There's no better and best. I mean, yeah, do you feel like some people do it better? But it's because they're reaching their key market. Okay, so it's also a good thing. We'll go over it on another day with like social media. Is like, who is it that you're really trying to reach? Who is it that you want to do business with, right? It's being able to dial that in that allows you to start kind of tapping into, hold on a sec. Melissa, this is a business call. I don't know why it activated my other fitness one. I apologize. So here's the things. I would say, obviously, we've gone over some of these things like individual, but bringing them all together is what has you hit MVP. So number one, it's the consistency. You have to be consistent. And, you know, Ken's done trainings on these, corporate has done trainings on these, but I would say at the bare minimum, you're posting at least once a day, right? And I personally, I get stuck a lot and there's days that I miss, but personally posting once a day, and you've got to show up like who you are. So again, on a different day, we'll go in and we'll, you know, create that list of what are you posting about, like who you are. But it was funny because I had this conversation with Ken the other day. He's like, look, I know that you're a mom. I know you like fitness. I know you're a chiropractor. Like he knew all these things about me because my social media shows up that way, right? And you don't have to know exactly what all those things are, but if you have a guideline, if you write that list about yourself, then you'll be able to dial in and do that. So posting once a day, getting in your stories roughly once an hour. Sometimes you might make 2 or 3, like sometimes when I make videos in the morning, it might be 2 or 3 slides, but I roughly am trying to stay on a schedule of roughly 1 an hour, right? It might be a quote. It might be then fitness. It might be something with my kids. It might go back to ketones. I'm always throwing it in there. People have to know you drink ketones, right? Like you're not going to do business, ketone business with ketones if they don't know that you at least drink them and that you run some kind of business. But does it need to be every single post and every single story? Absolutely not. And it shouldn't be. Okay. So consistency with your posts, but then here's the thing. How are we creating relationships? How are we hitting that multiplier? It's new volume. You have to have new customers, new promoters coming in. And I was guilty of it. I wasn't having those new conversations. Having those new conversations are absolutely key. But again, they don't have to start. And here's where I've started to pick up my game. They don't have to be about ketones. So, you know, there's people who like, if you watch up at the top, let's say it's Instagram, okay? Or even if it's in your Facebook, you're watching the top of the stories. Make sure that if it's the first 5 people you can see in those circles, if those are people who are already customers or they're your promoters or they're your friends, that's cool. But let that be like at the end of the day when you have free time. Scroll down and where are the people that you're trying to reach? And not just business wise, maybe somebody really interests you because they're another fit, like for me, like she's another mom who does fitness, or she's a Peloton mom, or, you know, maybe it's another business that you're interested in. Maybe you want the toothpaste that they sell. I don't know. Like But watch for those people and be commenting. You want to be commenting on people's posts. So like, I mean, we all probably follow a lot of different people who do keto, especially if it's Instagram, because their handles will say that. But comment on people's posts, but comment like, from your heart. Like somebody posted about, they finally broke like 180 that day. I'm like, oh, keep charging, girl. That's awesome. That'll start to show up for people. Those are where you start to create those relationships. You can keep a list of who those people are, right? Like you could literally tell yourself, okay, I'm going to target these 10 people, these 5 people, these 20 people, and not target like you're trying to sell them, but that you're going to focus your time on. So you're creating that relationship with them because maybe you really like them. They show up on social media and you like them. They do funny reels. Like there's some moms I follow that do some funny shit. And I'm like, God, they would be so much fun to work with. I want to just have conversations with them. So have conversations with those people or those dads or those, it's another truck driver or whatever it might be. So comment on posts. I think almost even more importantly is comment on people's stories. So when you're watching those stories, if they've asked a question either verbally or they've asked a question or they've done a poll, comment. Because when you comment, just like in your own, it shows up in your DM. So now you're in that person's DM to already start a private conversation, right? That's super important. So, I'll comment on somebody's, and then that's also a place to be able to go back to when maybe you're doing a power 20 minutes or a power hour. You go into your DMs and go, who have I been talking to? And I've known like, well, I don't remember talking to that person. Well, I click on it and I go, oh, I replied to something in their story. Great. Then I might follow up on it. Hey, how's such and such going? What's going on with that? It's a place to be able to start conversations with people and come from your heart, genuinely care. And I do, like I want to see people succeed if they're trying to lose weight or if they're trying to get stronger and they're on their fitness journey. Or if they asked a question about something specific. And if I had an answer, I gave it an answer. People want, we all like to give our feedback and people, ask for it. So I think commenting on stories can even be more important. It's starting those new conversations. Again, going back 2-3 weeks when we first started this, revamped Rhino Run, and Tony took my, my training and my initiative of just start conversations. Go back. You could go back through your old stories. You can go back through your old posts. Hey, how goes it? How goes it? Or however your, stuff is. If stuff starts from there, great. Keep having a conversation with that person, right? I've had so many people, when you kind of do that, they go and stalk your page. They're like, oh, well, they're saying hi to me. Well, what are they up to? Who is this person about? Oh, I forgot about this person. Or gosh, I haven't talked to her in a long time, right? And I'm actually still friending new people even from high school that I'm like, okay. Because before I was always like, oh, what are they going to think? No, you have to increase your network. Consistently be increasing your network. So I'm, those suggestions. And I don't add everyone because I don't want to be friends with everyone, right? If I click on their page and I kind of look at it and I'm like, yeah, they're kind of not my people. Then don't friend them, especially because Facebook is more personal. But I have friended a whole bunch more people from high school or people I've met in past, I've done landmark education or I've done other like personal development stuff. It could be things from sports. And then also getting into groups. I'm a lab mom. Like I have a black lab. Are you a cat mom? Do you ride horses? You're a pet? Like I joined our Peloton San Diego page. I joined a regular Peloton page. I've made so many new connections in there. And then, like I said, the buy nothing, get into your groups, meet people. I have just recently met a mom in my neighborhood. She's totally my people. She's like, oh, just come by later. We're having a barbecue because I was going to go drop off a couple other ketones to her. She's like, oh, just come by, have a drink with us. And I literally walked in and I sat there for like 30 minutes talking with all of her friends. And I'm like, okay, I got to go. We're on our way to dinner. And her one friend goes, but wait, I haven't even got a chance to talk to you yet. I was like, well, these are my people because we all like to chat. And they were super social. I did not feel like an outsider. And I kid you not, I went to dinner with my family. I texted her and I said, hey, are you guys still hanging out? She's like, yep, we're about to do s'mores. I said, awesome, we're on our way. Took the whole family over. So she's one of my new customers. She's one of my MVPs, right? Actually, she's not. She hasn't ordered yet. So I'm going to even crush that number more because she's ordering today. She's only gotten a 10-day off of me. So consistently be growing your community. And I know it can feel daunting on social media to be creating new relationships. But I tell you, And I guess for me, it's easier if I know somebody's local, because then I always suggest like, hey, I see you're a cheese and wine lover. And you also recently got a Peloton. But this is another girl that I comment from time to time on her Instagram. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, hey, I'd love to. Yeah. She's like, yeah, let's meet up for a drink. And she's like, yeah, and here's my handle. Right. So just find those commonalities and then make you can make real relationships with people. I've met up with people from Instagram if they're local, and you can also be talking and supporting people on their journeys and make real friendships. It's not easy, but you have to stay consistent. Watch their stories, be interested. They're going to be interested in what you're doing. And then there's always a time and a place to bring up the conversation. If they say something about really wanting to lose fat, or they're struggling with staying low carb, if it's something keto is, or if it's a mom who's like, God, I need a nap every day. Those are where you get to go, yeah, I totally feel you. I used to need a nap. There was never enough coffee in the day for me until I started drinking ketones. They may ask and they may not, but now you've planted the seed. It will come back up. They will see what you're doing. But your social media does have to show up that you drink ketones and you run like this business, and you can talk about it in a lot of different ways. And that's a different training. Here's the other big thing. So commenting on people's stories, so you're in their DMs, so it's a place to already have conversations. Continuously having those conversations. Don't think about it the month. Like I was thinking about like, okay, if I can only hit it this month, but you don't stop. Like I hit that 1600, but you keep going, because now if you continue to have new conversations and somebody's about to order, that's going to roll into the next month's new volume. Or maybe they place their first order, but remember, every order in the first 30 days, including their smart ship, counts. So if you keep crushing the end of the month, or even if you don't happen to hit it this month, the more conversations you're having and the closer people are to ordering, or if they are ordering, but you just don't quite hit that 1600, they're still going to be ordering in the next couple of weeks, because they're going to run out, and that's going to be new volume. So it's not just a month to month. It has to be this constant flow, so that you're constantly creating that new volume. And on top of that, then you get to start talking to them. Hey, do you have any friends who are struggling as well? Or do you have friends that, you know, could use better, blah, 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 blah. Dip into the friends, dip into their family, dip into your customer base. I talked about this the other day. Go into your customer base. You might find people who are like bringing in people, and you're like, crap, I didn't even know this customer was bringing in customers. And now you want to tag into those customers and be like, hey, would you like to get your ketones for free? Use the free ketones to get your new volume, because customers of customers, and even customers of customers, are your personal new volume. Okay. I would like to bring Tamari. I would like to hear, listen, I kind of watched when Ken was posting at, I don't know, maybe the first week of the month, you were at 200 something, right? We're going to talk numbers. Then it might have been middle of the month or almost the 20th. And you were still, I don't know, 800-900. And that could probably have felt like, ooh, I'm a little ways away, and I got like 10 days left. So I would love to hear from you. What action steps, like where did you start to dig in and freaking charge, because you've now hit multiplier for the month. So congratulations. That's awesome. I would like to hear what worked for you.
So what you just said is exactly what I did. That mid-month, I was like panicking a little bit. I went to my customers is what I did. I went to my current customers and I put them to work for me. And I just said, listen, don't you want to get these? Let's help you get these ketones for free. And I did help them, of course. Like there was some that wanted to talk to me, you know, that kind of thing, that didn't know. But literally, I put my customers to work for me to bring in that new volume, which was definitely made me get there this month. So that really helped. What I did this month, which you shouldn't do, which is a struggle always, is that whole where you just push at the end of the month and then you're burnt out by the beginning of the next month. And so, you know, you hit your mark and then you kind of take a break. Yeah. You can't do that because then you have to just struggle again at the end. I also break it down. I have a little, this is for June now.
Nice.
And to hit MVP, you know, you need the 4 new customers, which is pretty easy. It's that 1600 that is tough. And so I break it down in weeks. It's basically 8 boxes a week, which sounds way more doable than I need 32 boxes for the month to sell, right?
I love that.
So I kind of break it down. I need to have 8 new boxes a week. And it's those DMOs. It's that daily stuff that you got to do so that you're not panicking at the end.
Yeah, definitely.
Can I just add something here? And this is back onto, this is something I sent out, I don't know, week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago. Every day, waking up to new conversations. Every single day. How goes it? I don't even know who that is. Like, honestly, someone on Facebook. But that habit every day, I can see Ken on here. Don't send out 500 messages in a day. You will get blocked. I've been there, done that. I got my messenger froze a couple of times last month. 25 a day, you're cool. Just simply, how goes it, George? Or whatever your pattern language is. Yo, bro. Hey, girl. Whatever. I don't know how you guys speak that weird shit. But that consistency, and this is just echoing what you just said, is that consistency is like when you're just reaching out. I had a situation yesterday, had a bit of a barbecue get together here. A bunch of people that I know on Facebook that I've never met showed up face to face. Didn't advertise it, didn't do a thing, just sent a message like, hey, barbecue this afternoon, pass by. These people, this connection thing, you know, we do the attraction, like Dawn said there, put something interesting on your Facebook. These people that showed up are my tribe, my vibe. Nothing to do with ketones. They're just people I like happy hanging out with. People who are not happy, I don't invite them. Like, seriously, I don't tell them what's going on. And what you said there is just like working your people getting ketones free is massive, because you're looking at your personal new volume and all of a sudden it's jumped to 100 or 200. You've no fucking clue where it came from. Yep. Like, oh shit, what? That happened to me last month. I went from 1,000 to breaking it in a day without a clue what happened. Just like, okay, I'll take it. That happens, but that consistency every day, like constantly like speaking with people. And, you know, if you're not comfortable face to face, like I try and have a coffee with someone every day. Depends where you are in the world, whatever ridiculous nonsense is going on. Here, it's just like meeting. And, you know, that consistency of meeting new people, local groups. I didn't know there was a San Diego Peloton thing, but that makes sense. That make whatever's trending, type that and your town in. There's going to be a group. Like, make friends through local groups. And like, just looking at you guys all live in way bigger towns than I do. I live in like a little frigging community. And you know, if I typed in OB weed group, there'd probably be 300,000 members. It's only 10K people live here, but that's by the by. And but that honestly, that's what I did like last month. And you know, I think that came out of, was it Mandy's training, but Dawn did it. Just like every day, just hit up your, whoever it is, your old likes. I'm probably backed up 1,000 now through like birthday blah and this, that, and the other messages. And like, I've got a month's worth of work on one day, on a birthday. Like, utilize that stuff. It's there to be done. And like, you know, when someone told me a while ago, I've exhausted my network. Really? Do they all drink it? And I'm going to go back onto a story because I know how much Dawn loves them, of knocking on doors for water filters. And I did this town, and there's 45,000 people in Woodbridge, Ontario. And I went back to Tim and said, I need a new, like, this was in Greater Toronto. So who's Canadians are on here? Greater Toronto back then was 3.5 million people. I had a team of sort of 6 to 8 people. The rest of the company was 50 people. They had 3.5 million people to work with. I had 45,000. I did it, went back to Tim and said, hey, I need a new area to work. You can apply this to your social media right now, or your local community. I need a new area to work. Done it. Like, does everyone have a water filter? Like, no, of course everyone doesn't have a water filter. Go do it again. What? I wasn't convinced, but he told me to do it. So I'm like, all right, I'll do it again. Did it again. I had to sell this idea to the team I was working with. with, who was leading. Like, hey, great news, guys, we get to do it again. Third time, do it again. Fourth time, do it again. Fifth time, do it. By the sixth or seventh or eighth time, what was an hour and a half presentation got down to 15 minutes. Literally like, oh, you're the guys with the thing. Yeah, I've seen that. My sister has seen that there. Like, I know, so is that the thing that sits on? Yeah, that's, come in, show us what you got. That's what's going on right now. Over a 2-year period, 8 people outperformed 42. The 8 people had 45,000 people to work with. The 42 had 3.5 million. We did 90% of the company's business. That keep working it, the consistency of showing up every single fucking day. Like, I didn't want to show up yesterday. I showed up, turned into a great day. I didn't want to show up this morning, honestly, like half an hour ago. I'm like, I got to slam like two black labels right now just to even switch my brain up. Like, hey, it was an OB barbecue party. It was a shit. Paul's been to OB. It was an OB barbecue party. Like, we're never going to drink all this booze. There's nothing left. Zero. So I don't know what happened. However, show up every day. It's the last day of the month. It's an easy day to go, I'll do it tomorrow. This is the true test. If you've not hit MVP, I've not, by the way. I've not hit MVP. I'm still going to get about another 800,000, whatever it is. I've not even looked. I got to go to work. I got to go to work. It's like, it's so easy to say, I'll do it tomorrow. That's so easy to do. However, these are the times that test us. When we don't want to do it, when we do that thing we don't want to do, we don't have time to do it. Hey, I'm going to just figure this shit out. That's the leadership. That's what really counts. I was chatting with, actually, Pete Delmonico came back over yesterday. I was chatting with him the other day, and we were talking about, there are people in our company that have like dropped off. And I said, well, they make 6 figures a month. So what? Good for them. Brian, I know about. Brian's like went from business owner to investor. So Brian's not sat on a beach like smoking a bowl. Oh, okay, maybe he is, but Brian's like building an investment company. Some of these guys, Natalie Kilborn is buying properties. They're doing stuff. And I said to Pete, would you still be in the trenches at, $100, $200, $300,000 a month coming in? Would you still be in the trenches every day? And he went, yeah, absolutely. Some of you like Pete, some of you guys know Pete Delmonico. Pete's like, literally looks like the dude from whatever the movie is. It's the movie, I can't remember. The Dudeism. Pete owns like 500 fucking Bitcoins. Still shows up to work every day. Whatever 500 Bitcoins are worth, I don't know, $3, $4, $5 million. You'd never know it. Shows up every day. Shows up on all the trainings. I'll call him, I'm on Rutherford's training, I'll call you back. Shows up every day. And that's the key thing. You started with this, Dawn, is consistency is number one. And consistency, I'm sorry to break it to you, is every single fucking day. All of them. You want a day off? You know what? I've got a date on my wall here. You want a day off? Take it in 5 years. It's not work that we do. And I'm just thinking back to something someone said to me the day after Thanksgiving Day. Like, how was your Thanksgiving? It was great. Got a breakfast, did this thing. I just got busy all day working. You worked on Thanksgiving. I work every fucking day. To coin a phrase that I said years ago, like, I'm crazy busy making it look very fucking easy. My life looks like I don't do anything. When people start inboxing you saying, what the fuck do you do for a living? You're doing something right. Our business is attract, connect, experience. The magic key is the word in the middle. Connect, 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 connect. Never stop. If you've got more than 5,000 people in your local community, I've got some very sad news for you. You haven't even started work yet. You haven't even started work yet. Out of those 5,000 people, maybe 1% know what you actually do. This is not a sprint. It's a series of sprints. And I would suggest right now, the easy thing to do is just go, fuck it, I'm not going to hit this. I'll start fresh next month. We've got tools to work with today. We've got 24 fast. We've got reboots tomorrow. Hey, if we didn't have any of that and we had one flavor and that was that, we did whatever, millions and millions of dollars with just one flavor and no choice. We've got everything we need. We don't have to wait for the tomorrow. We can do that stuff today. That's what's going to make the difference. And that is what's going to show up January 1st, 2020, when all this fucking madness in the world is over. On January 1st, 2020, you can say, you know what? I'm done with teaching. You know what? I'm done with truck driving. You know what? I'm done with working in this spot. I don't need to do that anymore. It's the stuff we do every single day today that allows us to do that stuff. Yeah, I was asked last week by someone who I'm close with, who knows me, who hangs out with me. Like, do you actually make money out of this? You've been to my house. You know where I fucking live. I've been out with you numerous times in like fucking world-class restaurants. What the fuck do you think I do? I can never figure it out. You've hung out with me. You've been to my house. The fridge is full. Yeah, I'm fairly minimalist. Like, you actually make money. It's like people don't believe it. You actually make money with this. Fuck, yeah, this is all I do. People still think I make money out of instructing self-defense. I've not done that since last October. And even then it was so minimal. No, this is what I do. This is 6 years. June will be 6 years. I think it was like 2 weeks in, I was full-time. So June will be 6 years full-time. That's all I do. So got to show up every day. You guys showed up today. Thanks, Dawn, for putting this together. Do you want to wrap it? Do you want to close it out?
Sure, yeah. I watch. So a couple other things I want to hit on is make sure fortune is always in the follow-up, guys. So if somebody has a 10-day, you're checking in with them, you're understanding what their favorite flavors are. There's, pretty easy wording. Hey, just checking in to see what your favorite flavors are. I know you're loving your ketones and I don't want you to run out, because then that's the next step of they're grabbing a challenge kit, they're grabbing a couple of their other flavors. Or if somebody's on a challenge kit, especially if they start with 2 a day, that's going to go fast. That's also where your new volume is going to come from. Hey, what are your favorite flavors? I know you're loving the better sleep, the better mood, because you've been checking in with them. You know what they've been enjoying. I don't want you to run out. Plus, I like to use, what benefits have you noticed so far? Because it's putting the seed in as so far, because I always also in my follow-ups before somebody gets a challenge kit or they're ordering, is I have this message that I send, and I've posted it in the group before of, hey, besides the fat loss, let's say they want fat loss, or it's just besides the better energy, because they need the energy, what would serve you most right now out of? And I have the whole list of benefits, because that opens up people's minds to know that there's other things coming, or that there's other things that they can get out of the ketones besides what, especially with the fat loss, because we know it's not going to just happen in like 3 days, right? So you're wanting to focus on those other things, and you're following up with them, getting them prepped for that next order. In that same aspect, don't be afraid to ask for more. Say, hey, great. When you're ready to grab that heart tart, I strongly suggest you also grab a box of Mitoplex to enhance your experience, or to optimize your experience with the ketones. Ask for them to get more. So many of the times they're like, oh, really? And yep, you're going to, the electrolytes are going to do A, B, and C. Okay, cool. And then they add a box of electrolytes, right? All of the volume counts. Don't be afraid to make the ask. I was not doing that. I've just gotten, screw it, be more confident, be more, courageous, whatever it is, make the ask. The worst they can say is no. No, I just want a box of heart tart. Okay, go, great. Get into your back office and grab that heart tart. But a lot of people will ask, well, what do you think I need? don't minimize it. Tell them what you think, and then they can go down from there, but go bigger. I tell people, great, you need at least 1 box of ketones to be drinking them in the morning. I would definitely throw in the Mitoplex with it. It's going to optimize your experience. And then, if you struggle with in the afternoon, I would definitely grab one of our Protones. They're great, crushes my sweet tooth at night. I love it for after workouts, especially with all the Peloton moms that I'm starting to connect with. I'm like, it's the best post-out recovery, workout recovery. It's fast, it's easy, and it's low calorie, and it tastes delicious. Okay, cool. Boom. Ask for more. Okay, so don't be afraid to make the ask. And
Dawn,
here's the other thing. Yeah.
Dawn, just to add to that, that is also something that I switched up mid-month. And Tony had said something. And before, I was just focused on getting them on that 10-day, right? Trying the 10-day challenge, right? That was my focus. Just start with the 10-day. No, start with a month's worth. So I've switched it to, if you want to go for a whole month and really see how these work for you, I suggest buying 3. You can buy a maximum of 3 of those boxes. And sure enough, they were buying 3 instead of 1, and that made a big difference too.
Because you need to know, and that's huge. Thank you for stating that, because it's true. If you don't make the ask, they just think, oh yeah, why would well, do I want to do these for a month? Like I always look, especially if somebody's looking for fat loss, you got to go, listen, great, I want you to get this challenge kit because you're going to try some flavors. However, you need to be ready to commit for 30, 60, or 90 days. Right? Especially if you're looking for that fat loss, you've got to give them time to do what they can do for you. It's not going to happen in an instant. You didn't gain 20 pounds in a week, right? Or you didn't start to have really bad sleep or bad energy, or if you're talking about I'm talking with moms about hormones. Yay, that part of my life is starting. That's so much fun. Which is why it's also great to have those 3-ways, because if it comes from somebody else asking for you to buy more. Hey, I'm going to really suggest to you right now, because I hear what you're happening to say, I would grab at least 2 challenge kits, a box of Mitoplex, and probably a Protone to throw into that so that it can help with your sleep at night, whatever it might be. So utilize the 3-way as well. If you just still aren't at that point of being comfortable for that bigger ask, then, pick up that, then put somebody in a 3-way to talk to them and prep them. Say, I would like for you to be able to make that ask for me. I'm comfortable making that ask, or I'm comfortable making that suggestion, that recommendation to people, right? And then
the
also
other one, sorry, Dawn, sorry to interrupt again.
No,
the other one
you're part of this call.
The other one that helped too was, if you really want to start off on the right foot or with a bang, start with the 60-hour or start with the 24, whichever one you think, so that they're buying that and the ketones too. Yeah. Get them started on like the best possible platform kind of thing, right?
Yeah. And I'm definitely going to use that today. It's a lot easier, and I'm going to go live. I've gone live about the 24 fast before. So if anybody wants to do it with me or share it, but if you go live, it's a Sunday, right? So we get it every Sunday, or it's Monday. I forgot. I'm so off. That's what we have. But we have it live right now. So if you are in conversations with people, say, great, I think it's really going to maximize. You're going to get the best out of this if you can grab a challenge kit. So you have a variety of flavors, or 2, right? You grab 2 or 3 challenge kits, and then you can grab up to 4 24 fasts. It's simple, it's easy, and it's going to help you start to really ignite your metabolism, or whatever it is that you want to say. And I use that as well. That's where I'm going with a bunch of my conversations today, is people grabbing those, whether they're new customers or old customers who haven't done it. It's still, you're still wanting to increase overall volume. But if we're focusing on that new volume, if you have new people who haven't tried it yet, and especially when they're in that 30 days, like, hey, you're loving your ketones, really didn't want to not let you know that we have this amazing 24 fast. It's going to amplify your experience. It's going to accelerate your results, and does all these amazing things for your body, whatever it is you want to say. I just love to help people. It's more about your overall health. And then again, finishing up with just the follow-up. So this promo came out obviously the greatest time. Like, I think Prove It gives us a lot of opportunity to have really great conversations all the time. And of course, for anybody who is, sprinting towards the end of the month or sprinting towards the end of today, you can say you can get 22% off, you can 30% off. I sent out messages on, when did it hit? Friday? What was Friday? So Friday I still worked. Yeah. I think I hit up all my, no, did it hit Friday night? I don't know. I woke up to it. I started messaging. I do my messages. I have a list that I normally keep, and I was messaging current customers. Hey, I don't want you to be able to stock up, blah, blah, blah. I was messaging new customers, right? I got most of my messages out. Then I was trickling them throughout the rest of the day. It was Saturday because I remember I got up and I was message, went to my son's baseball game, still was messaging, got most of my messages out for the weekend. So I felt good as far as the promo went. Doesn't mean I was stopping other conversations, but don't be afraid. I've had people show up in my back office, ding. Like I messaged them Saturday morning, but they didn't order until last night, right? Most of the time, you know that there's people who take advantage of promos, or you know there's those people who've asked about wanting to get ketones again because maybe they're not on SmartShip, but you haven't seen them order or go back through your list. Don't be afraid to message them again, right? Like I sometimes, like I go big or go home. I go, hey, I know you've been asking. I just wanted to make sure, today's the last day in case you want to take advantage. That's it. No biggie if you don't. But sometimes people have been busy this weekend. I got busy this weekend. We had baseball. We had something else on Saturday. Then we had a barbecue with our family yesterday. I mean, I'm always working, but somebody might have heard your voice message and then forgot to order. And now it's the last day and they're going to be pissed. So don't be afraid to follow up with the people you already messaged about the promo, right? Hey, didn't want you to miss out on like one of the best deals of ketones just in case you missed my message Friday. If not, no biggie, but blah, 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 blah. So you can follow up with the follow-up, okay? And that's where I'm going to end. Guys, it's the last day of the month. Go for it. Whether you hit it or not, everything you do today rolls over into the next month. Don't go into burnout. It just means you're going to hit it that much faster next month, right? You're going to hit it that much faster. You're going to be in that many more conversations. You're going to have that many more people on the bases ready to go to hit that home run, okay? Also, when you talk about customers, don't forget to go to your customers, because sometimes even though you helped your customer get ketones for free or they got them accidentally for free, like I have a girl who's been adding a bunch of people. She was actually going to join as a promoter, but she's just not quite ready. And I won't onboard somebody unless they're actually really ready to run, because I don't want them to miss those bonuses if they want to hit them, right? However, I then said, hey, I see that you have this customer, Ada, and she's added somebody. That girl, Ada, has only gotten a challenge kit. And if I had not tapped into her, she now bought Mitoplex. She bought her favorite flavor. She went ahead and took advantage of Mai Tai the other day. That was all new volume. And now I'm like, look, you already have your friend Ruby who got a challenge kit. Let's talk to her. Let's see what her favorite flavors are. And are you open to having me create a curiosity post, or do you have other friends asking questions? Let's get you your ketones for free. So go deep and help people get their ketones. I had a conversation with a guy in Iowa and he's like, so it helps you, right? And I go, yeah, of course it does. I go, but my ultimate goal is I want to get you your ketones for free, and then we can get your friends ketones for free. Oh, okay, great. That makes sense. There's no wrong in saying, yeah, of course it helps me. It's my business. But my business is helping people feel better. And if I can get them to you for free, they taste better. So just be real with people, come with heart, but you have to stay in consistent action. So you're in those consistent conversations. So you're consistently creating that new volume and new conversations, but then also use your people. I love what Tamari, first of all, I love your chart. That's awesome. You should post a picture of it in Core. 2, because it breaks it down a lot easier. You think 32 boxes, like, shit, that's a lot of boxes. Oh, 8 boxes a week. Crap, like I drink 2 boxes a week myself sometimes, right? So you break it down, right? And also what I was so post your thing, but have your people go to work for you. Work smarter, people, okay? So you got to do the work yourself. We're always in constant action, but make your people work for you. It's okay. Help them write a curiosity post, but then they're doing the work for you because they're bringing the new people in. And you never know where your next promoter is going to come from. That's the thing, that's why I'm now tapping into customers of customers. I have no idea who this girl is. I know who the one, I've met her personally, but I don't know who her customer is or even who her customer is. But one of those people may go, be like, hey, have you ever thought about doing this business with me? Because I see you're loving your ketones. It doesn't have to be somebody you personally know. It doesn't even have to be a personally enrolled customer. It could be 3 levels down. Okay. Have an amazing holiday. Can
I wrap this with one final thing? I mean, some of you in Canada, Matt's in the UK. It's Memorial Day. Okay, this is a somber thing, all right? It's not Happy Memorial Day. That's fucking horseshit. It's not a happy day. However, I just want to address something that's like close to me. And, you know, we did, some of you guys may have seen that 22 push-ups for 22 days for 22 vets who commit suicide daily. We started that. Dave up in Boston started it. It's a big thing, and it's Memorial Day. And I don't want to make this spammy or anything at all like that. But there's a huge amount of vets that commit suicide triggered by PTSD. And, you know, I've had that in the past. I was having this conversation with someone just this morning. Like, I'm working on a project right now to reverse that shit. Mental health, honestly, today is not to exploit the situation, but it's something that maybe needs addressing. Plant that seed today. Just plant, not from a business perspective. If it's a concern, if it's something to think about, something you care about, it's Memorial Day. Even if you're not in this country, it's Memorial Day. Like, let's do the right thing for the right reason today. Guys, peace out. Thanks, Dawn. Thanks, Tamari. I'm out of here.